Just it's more of a cartoon than a framework, obviously, but just the idea that the brain is always scanning around the whole world, looking at all the data that's coming into its eyes and its ears until it finds something that might be important or scary or relevant or an opportunity. And it's only those ones that even have a chance of coming to memory. And that's why advertising is such a challenge to actually get people to notice, but also why, if you get it right, you can have an ROI that's 5 or 10 times bigger than you would have got, because you've managed to grab that attention. Whereas most of the thing and most of the ads that we come across, like vast majority, we skip through and hardly notice. But some, if they're original and interesting, etc., and grab us, are incredible. And that's why variability of creativity is so important, and not just A/B testing things that are pretty similar to each other anyway. Okay, well, you'll find the best of the bad bunch, but that's not going to give you a great ROI.
It's like testing between light gray and light beige and seeing if that's like a different ROI, but it's probably not going to make the difference, right?
Yeah, whereas you might have wanted a neon blue or something,
Yeah. No, but that's really like, and it begs the question, of course, like, but how do we grab attention? And I guess the answer is very hard, because like the way our brain works is sometimes it might pick up on something and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, but there are some experts out there who do know how to do it. Really, really creative people who know about attention. That's kind of why I did the section. Originally, this whole section was called attention, to try at least highlight some of the things. But there are ways you can do it.
It's like a big red screen, alert.
No, well, maybe, but also it might be just knowing how to engage, how to the things that really engage people and draw them in, and a storyline that's connected to a person's life they can identify with, can be very, very powerful. And there are certain tricks and ways you can make sure that ads draw people in very quickly at the start, which is increasingly important these days. The first second or two. We know the first 5 seconds is important on YouTube, on certain that. Just there are ways of doing that. Music is an incredibly powerful way of doing it. Colors and contrast, people's faces. I mean, there are ways, but ultimately, if you want to hold their attention, then actually something that's immediately relevant to them can keep them for full duration. And using striking visuals and etc. I work closely with Ameritest, which is a company that focuses on copy testing, on pre-testing, and they are true experts at helping companies do exactly this with their creative. So
can be done. That. Yeah, it reminds me of like I love this podcast called Throughline from NPR, and it's like their whole way of telling a story is very elaborate and slow, and there's like a lot of just silence. Maybe sometimes it's like 10 seconds of just letting something rest, and it works for me in a way that's like it's so different. And that's also interesting, like going the opposite direction when you're grabbing attention. It doesn't always have to be loud, but it's just
no. Think about action movies. Have you ever been to an action movie where it's too much and it is just explosion after car chase after explosion after car chase after this after that, jumping off a cliff, and they're not actually great movies because they haven't got that rhythm. They haven't got a ebb and flow. We used to call it pacing is really important. Even just a 30-second video ad, pacing. So you sort of change of pace is one I remember learnings that we did. Use of music with that, ups and downs, highs and lows are important. Like at Ameritest, we use something called the flow of attention. And the very best ads aren't the ones that are just are flat, even if it's reasonably attention grabbing. The best ones are like you just go like that, up peak. And then there's sort of a bit of a downtime, and those peaks are quite useful because they make it easy for the whole ad to go into memory. They're like little markers that are particularly memorable. But you need the brain needs a few seconds after these things, to take them in, and a little downtime and up and down. It's a fascinating subject. This I love this. This is I'm still learning a lot about this area.
Yeah, looking forward to those reports, and I guess this will be out in a few weeks, so maybe we can share the report in the show notes.
It'll be out early June, and it's called the Cost of Attention is the report. yeah, I've put a lot of effort into the visuals for this one. So.
Love that. Well, Dan, this was really great. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Bye bye.